Alright, what's going on, you guys? I wanted to make a prediction video for the 2015 Mr. Olympia. I was reading my September edition of my Flex magazine here, and they had an unofficial competitor list for the 2015 Olympia, so I wanted to give that list to you guys. Some of the smaller names that you guys might not have known that were going to be in the show, that are in the show. I'm going to read this list to you right now. I don't know how well you can see that or not. So, Essa Obiad, Brandon Curry, Ruli Winkler, Juan Morel, William Bonac, Fred Biggie Smalls, Dallas McCarver, Muhammad Ali Banut, Ronnie Rockel, Abdelaziz Jalali. I probably just really fucked that name up, but I apologize. Fuad Abiad. Of course, we've got Big Ramy, Dexter Jackson, Dennis Wolf, Sean Roden, and of course Phil and Kai. So I'm going to go ahead and stick to the prediction that I make every single year for the past several years. I think Phil's going to retain his title and win this Olympia. This prediction video is not going to be so much who I think should win. It's who I think is going to win. I think a matter of who I want to win and who's actually going to win are two completely different things. So in this video, it's not going to be who I want to win or who I think should win, but it's going to be who I think will win, how I think the judges will decide, and how I think the placings will fall, at least for the top 10. I'm not going to do any more than top 10 because there's way too many competitors for me to predict all the way up to 18, 19 place. So I'm going to go ahead and say, like I said, Phil's going to retain the title. This year I think the second place and third place spots are going to be up for grabs. I don't think it's going to be a solid lock that Kai will get second place. I think it's a potential, I think he's got room to slip now. I think he's getting older. I think there's a lot of young up-and-coming guys that are really good. I think Kai was really good, but I think he's not getting better. I think there's a lot of young guys that are getting better and that are really good, and only, they've only got uphill to go. They're only improving. I think Kai has already hit his peak, and he's got nowhere to go but down. In my personal opinion, nothing taken away from Kai as a bodybuilder. Obviously, I think Kai's a great bodybuilder. I think he's got a great physique. I think he's got an awesome, aside from his gut, he has a nice, unique, aesthetic bodybuilding look to him. I like the way he's shaped. I like the way his arms are shaped. I like the way his physique just flows. I think he's got a great physique. But I don't think Kai will get second this year. So in second place, I'm actually going to predict that Dennis Wolf will move up to second place and edge out Kai for that second place spot, which I don't think a whole lot of people will be too upset about, because Dennis Wolf, he's pretty similar to Kai because he's an underdog and everybody loves to root for the underdog. So probably all the same people that are rooting for Kai are also rooting for Dennis to do very well. So I don't think anybody will be that disappointed if he edges out Kai for that second place spot. So I kind of predict that Dennis will improve and edge out Kai for second place. I think the third place spot is up for grabs between Kai and Big Ramy. I think either Kai or Big Ramy will come in third, but probably the judges will have Kai coming in over Big Ramy because of his track record. I think politics probably have a lot to do with it. Kai's American. Kai has a huge fan base. Kai speaks English. Kai's a good representative for the sport. Big Ramy's new. Big Ramy's young. He's not that experienced. He hasn't competed much. He doesn't have a huge fan base. He doesn't speak English. So for that, I don't think the judges are going to completely reward him with a top 3 finish at the Olympia, his second try. I believe this is his second Olympia competition. I don't think they're going to reward him with a top 3 spot with just his second attempt at the Olympia. I think they're going to give him fourth place at this particular Olympia, just a matter of politics, really. I think, when it comes down to physique, in my opinion, I would probably have Big Ramy beating Kai for sure. But again, I'm not making a video on who I think should win. This is who I think will win. So Big Ramy in fourth place. Fifth place. You know what? I'm looking through this list here, and I'm not seeing Branch Warren on the list, which is actually surprising to me. So I'm actually not seeing Branch Warren on the list. He wasn't going to be in my top 6 anyway, but I could see Branch Warren placing in the top 10 if he does do the Olympia. But I'm actually not seeing him in this Olympia list, so I'm not sure if he's competing in the Olympia or not. But fifth place, I'm going to go ahead and give that to Sean Roden. I think the judges have showed in the past that they really favor an aesthetic physique like Sean's. I really think they're trying to show that they like a waist like Sean's that comes in nice and a nice lean, not bloated waist. I think they're trying to show that by the way they've been placing Sean in all the shows that he's done recently. So I think that's reflecting in his placings. I think he's going to get 5th place. Do I think Sean Roden will ever win the Olympia? Probably not. He's getting pretty close to 40. I don't think he's got much room to improve. He's probably getting pretty close to his peak. So 5th place goes to Sean. 6th place, I'm going to give that to Dexter Jackson. Dexter Jackson's a great bodybuilder. He always comes in really shredded. His track record with the Arnold Classic is obviously great, but I think he's definitely getting up there in age, and I don't think that I just really don't think he's got what it takes anymore to compete with those top 3, 4 guys. But I could see him cracking into the top 6 and probably getting 6th place at this competition. So 6th place, I'm going to give that to Dexter. So let's go for 7th place here. Looking at these other guys that are on this list, I'm going to go ahead and give 7th to Rolly Winkler. I don't think Rolly is going to crack that top 6. He seems like he's been having a lot of trouble with conditioning in recent years. So I'm going to go ahead and give 7th place to Rolly Winkler. Looking at this list, I would have to give 8th place to either Brandon Curry or Juan Morel. So I think 8th and 9th place will be Brandon Curry and Juan Morel, just based on the New York Pro. The New York Pro Juan Morel was just awesome. He was really hard. He was really crazy conditioned, and he was huge. I mean, the New York Pro version of Juan Morel looked great. So I could see him cracking the top 10 at the Olympia for sure. Another person I'm not seeing on this list is Victor Martinez, so I don't know if it's confirmed or not that he's competing. It's probably not confirmed yet. That's probably why it's not in here. I would see Victor Martinez in the top 10, possibly in that 8th, 9th spot, possibly 10th. So let's see, probably one more guy in the top 10 that could possibly be in the top 10. So if Branch Warren, if he does compete, like I said, just like Victor Martinez, it's not confirmed yet. It's not in the magazine. But if Branch does compete, I would have him in the top 10 too, probably. I think that's how the judges would place him. Probably on the outside looking in of the higher end of the top 10, so probably just right on that 10th place, if not 11th. I think the judges are starting to turn away from the Branch-ish physique. I really don't think they like it as much as they used to, although at this recent Arnold Classic was probably one of the best Branch Warrens we've ever seen. As far as conditioning wise, it was one of the greatest one of the greatest packages I think we've ever seen Branch Warren bring at this 2015 Arnold Classic. So you never know, but he didn't win the Arnold Classic, so that goes to show you, really how far his physique could go even with that crazy conditioning. So those are my predictions, guys. We got Phil, we got Wolf in 2nd. Possibly Kai or Rami in 3rd, but I'm going to go with Kai taking that 3rd place spot this year. I'm going to go with Rami in 4th. 5th place, Sean Roden. 6th place, Dexter Jackson. 7th place, who did I say for 7th place? Rolly Winkler. And then that 8, 9, 10, it would be a toss-up between Victor Martinez, Branch Warren, and possibly a guy like Brandon Curry or Juan Morel, one of those younger up-and-coming guys that have been really showing some pretty good packages lately. So those are my 2015 Mr. Olympia predictions. Those are tentative predictions. If more information comes out, a new list comes out, if people cancel, if people drop, if people release pictures looking terrible, videos looking terrible, I'll alter my predictions accordingly. So thanks for watching, guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.